is a shout out to Attack on the show. There's not a more dedicated, hardworking group of people making television in the USA today, baby. Kevin Pereira, Candace Bailey, Sarah Underwood, all the early birds in the ATN room, Joshua Barento, Vinnie Relaford, Brian Swilliger, Jeremy Hachet, Nick Visker, Casey Schreiner, Blair Butler, Jeremy Dugan, Liz Miller, and everybody else that kicks butt putting that beast of a show together day in, day out. This is Diva Lover 159, Night City Greyhound Superfan, and this is Attack on the Show!
So, here's Sarah Underwood!
We are coming to you live from the G4 Studios in Los Angeles.
Girl power! On the show today, MMA referee Big John McCarthy is here to chat about his new memoir, Let's Get It On. It's about fighting, not lovemaking. We think. And then we check out 3 new indie games, including Warhammer 40K Kill Team and Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online.
Plus, Alex Simwise is in London to ride the Air Sphere, a giant ball that blows you off the ground using winds of 160 miles per hour. That sounds awesome.
I know, I wish I could do that.
I know, I'm
You
jealous.
should do it.
Do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Do it. I stripped down to revisit Portland's naked bike ride.
Yeah!
Join me and 1,000 naked friends when we take to the streets. Warning though, there's gonna be blurring. Sorry.
Speaking of stripping down, I would just like to mention Sarah's not wearing any underwear.
Candace, I told you that in secrecy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She was dancing and I was like, hey, I can't do that with you, so, you know, and that was
She's not wearing underwear.
My dress is see-through right here and you can see it. So a girl's gotta do what she's gotta do, okay?
Time now to have a lady party with the web.
We're going around the net.
The wheels on the bus go round and round.
And sometimes they come off.
Está bien, ya, gracias a Dios. Y que yo voy a venir allá.
How does a tire do that much damage?
I don't know, that must have been going
crazy.
fast. Crazy.
You know, if Kevin were here, I bet he would say, that was the most rubber he ever took in the rear.
Hey, come on, let's be honest. He says that about everything, though. Touche.
Touche. Next summer, Batman will be taking on one of his greatest foes.
In at number 4 is an early look at The Dark Knight Rises, brought to you by the YouTube comedy pros at Barely Political.
There's a new foe on the horizon, Master Wayne, and a most dangerous one yet.
Bane.
Even worse. Bane Cook.
I thought we got rid of this guy years ago.
He's back, with more energy and even fewer jokes.
Guys, on a first date, we're like a horny shih tzu. It's a dog. Google it.
He will hump the stool, he will hump the mic stand. Humpity hump, hump, hump. Do not get within humping distance of him.
It's time to give you the light, Bane. Cook.
Leave Bangkok alone.
You're just jealous because he's rich.
I'm a billionaire.
You're just a hater.
I'm not a hater. He just sucks.
Looks like it's time to call in some backup.
Dear God, it's Larry the Cable Penguin.
Get her done.
Okay, that was a really good Michael Caine impression, but I thought the Batman voice could have been a little better, right?
You mean like this?
No, more like this. Stay in character.
The criminals of Gotham City fear nothing.
But they will learn to fear me.
Does anyone have a throat lozenge?
Hurricane Irene created a very dangerous situation in the Northeast, but not everyone had a bad time during the storm.
A few gentlemen gave this Weather Channel reporter a harder time than the storm did.
One thing that has not decreased that we'd like to see is the traffic. No shortage of incredibly, well, I'll bite my tongue, people who've been coming out. We're talking about dozens of people who have walked by me. And to be honest, I'm pretty much speechless at what we've been seeing in terms of how many people have been driving around. People like what you see behind me, which I apologize for. I don't even want to show it. At this point, I don't even want to show you anymore how many people are out and about, how many cars are driving around. It's just setting a bad example. And, honestly, this is depressing to watch at the moment.
He says it's depressing to watch how many people are here. He doesn't even want to talk about it anymore.
We shouldn't laugh, Candace. That
Oh,
guy
we
was,
shouldn't?
No.
Oh, okay,
No,
thanks.
No,
You shouldn't either.
No, I'm not laughing. He was employing the old sailor's trick of using his wangus as a windsock.
It's true. You can tell which way the storm is blowing, because that's the direction his shortcomings are pointed. Come on.
You asked for it.
Yours is next.
You asked for it. America doesn't have a sensible rail policy, so today's number 2 could never happen here.
Here's an exciting new sport from India. Train surfing! Christie book about that sport.
Self-murder on the Orient Express. Oh yeah! Wait. What if we try it in Batman voice? Is that better? Maybe that would be
Yes,
better.
okay.
Self-murder on the Orient Express.
I thought that was good and creepy.
Thank you.
Thank you. She's happy.
Still had a hurricane of drunk.
Brace for bad weather in our number 1. She says she's trying to get a fat ass.
Yeah.
Not a big plump ass. She wants to get
I want
fat.
this to be fat like J-Lo.
It's so weird. And
But
she's
it's
not. She's
It's a white girl booty.
That is not a white girl booty. That's a good butt. Okay. Anyways, today's #1 video. It's also courtesy of Hurricane Irene, where Baltimore CBS News affiliate found out it's hard to always have an expert on hand.
So instead, they broadcast some emergency advice from a drunk lady.
Tell me what you're doing.
I'm getting drunk tonight.
Okay, great. Good. Well, and you live close by?
Yeah, I live in Canton, but if the rain's really bad and you should stay inside if you know, you have nothing else to do.
Okay.
It's really bad.
All right. Thank you. We're going to send it back to you guys on TV Hill. As you can tell what people are doing, and they're not afraid to say it, but the streets are empty and the bars are full.
Talking. Oh, it's amazing. Even on the West Coast, we weren't safe from the dangers of this wet and wild weekend.
Do you remember our coverage?
Nope. No, I don't. Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh, hey, we're live at Hurricane Sally's in Long Beach. Watch it! Where there is a cat fire sale. Oh, my toes! However, it's right in the path of this 5 liquor store. Yeah! Experts are predicting blackouts, possibly lasting for days, and phone problems.
I just drunk texted my ex.
Oh, no. He's okay.
Screw him.
Screw the ex! Screw the ex! There's really bad flooding in the bathroom. Sarah!
You know what?
What?
I am sick of you, Candace Bailey, and your tropical depression.
You what? What? Shut! 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 Check out all the viral videos we have to offer. Go to G4TV.com/aroundthenet.
I think my tongue is still.
Your tongue is still red.
Okay.
Ew! Ew!
Is it yours? Are you red? No, I'm redder.
It was red.
You're not red. You're not red.
It was red in the. I'm red. I'm red.
You're not red.
I'm red. Red.
I'm red.
Red. It's not that red anymore, Sarah. It's just. What are you doing? I am so sure you're doing that
Of all the crazy events I've covered on AOTF, I'm still drunk.
I'm still drunk.
Only one has involved me surrounded by over 8,000 fast-moving nude people.
Bagged by popular demand, here is Sarah at Portland's Naked Bike Ride.
It's good to be back home in Portland. It's raining, but I never let that get me down because I'm about to go cruise the street with 10,000 friends, or 10,000 naked friends, that is. Because I got a date with the World Naked Bike Ride. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta slip into something a little more comfortable.
The World Naked Bike Ride is a worldwide event where people in all different cities get together and ride their bikes naked through the street. We're doing this for a bunch of really cool reasons. We're going to be protesting our dependency on oil, showing that cycling is a viable alternative. And we're also going to show that we're vulnerable as road users. Everybody's got their 3,000-pound tons of steel, and we're just out there naked on the streets.
Love it! I want to try your big bicycle. All right, this is a really big bike. It's literally as tall as me. So how do I get on this thing?
Just like any other bike, 1 foot at a time, man. I'll hold it for you, though, so you get up nice and safe. Just put that foot on there, yep, and come on up.
Okay. Okay.
That's right. Both feet on the pedal.
You gotta hold me.
I got you. You're good. It's just like a bike.
Ow, it's hurting my crotch. It feels amazing from up here. What made you guys do the World Naked Bike Ride?
Honestly, this is my best friend Kara. She called me up last night and was like, why not naked bike ride through Portland? And I was like, let's do it. We're home for college. Let's have a great time. So that's why we're here.
Is this your first time doing it?
It is, yeah. We're naked bike ride virgins, and we're breaking that tonight. Everyone should be naked once in their life in front of everyone, I think.
I agree.
Let's get naked and ride around this town, huh?
The streets are mobbed with bikers and onlookers. This is one of the craziest demonstrations in the entire world. There's boobs and wanguses hanging out everywhere you look. Everyone's really letting it hang out for a good cause, if you know what I mean. Yeah! All right, we're about halfway done. It is so cold out here. I love my Portland friends, but I can't feel my boobs anymore, man. Okay, we are at the end. I'm freezing. That was amazing. But I'm glad it's over because my nipples are gonna fall off.
It's the most fun, freeing experience you can have in a town like this. There's a lot of really great people. Everyone's coming out. We ride our bikes. We take public transportation. Less gas, more ass.
Yeah. So you guys didn't naked bike ride today. You guys naked skateboarded. What's up with that?
I don't know. We just got to rep the pee-pee squad, you know? We're just here to, like, skate, shred it up, you know? Rock out with our out.
For guys, like, it's got to be a little intimidating, like, being naked in front of all these people. You feel like you're going to, like, get judged or anything like that? Like, no?
It's not a big deal until Homeboy starts doing the helicopter, and I'm just like...
We rode everywhere today, totally free. I love my city. If you want to see if there's a bike ride near you, go to worldnakedbikeride.org. I'm going to go check out a naked after party. See ya.
Oh, God.
Awesome, Sarah. I don't know. I would be really scared of touching those bike seats.
Girl, I've seen things that you can't unsee. Yeah, can't unsee the things that I saw, okay?
You know what? I thought in honor of Sarah's naked bike ride that we would get naked here on set.
Yeah, I'm nervous. Okay, ready?
Okay. One, two, three. To distract yourself from the terrible economy?
Don't worry, if you need to take your mind off your troubles, we've got some indie games for you.
Summer vacation may just about be over, but until school officially starts, here are a couple indie games to help you waste away those last few days. Sharpen your sword and load up the machine gun. The classic RPG Warhammer 40K is getting an arcade twist with Kill Team. In this dual-stick shooter, a spaceship full of orcs is on its way to destroy a human world, and it's up to you to board the ship and save the planet.
All breach successful.
Choose between one of 4 characters, from the Blade-tastic Vanguard to the heavily armed Stern Guard, as you cut through the legions of orcs, aliens, and bosses. Go solo or co-op with a buddy as you snag power-ups and rack up kill combos, which will unlock upgrades to your character's weapons and abilities. With 10 levels, hidden achievements, and tons of unlockables, Kill Team is the perfect game for all you old-school arcaders. Ready to shoot evil in the face? Then head over to Xbox Live or the PlayStation Network and grab Warhammer 40K Kill Team for $10. But if you prefer wits to guns, then prepare to travel the globe with Hamilton's Great Adventure. In this puzzle adventure game, you play as Ernest Hamilton, a fedora-wearing adventurer who is traveling the world in search of treasure. As you traverse each map, you must avoid dangerous obstacles, like crumbling tiles, enemies, and giant boulders out to destroy you. Luckily, you've got the help of your trusty parrot, who you can control to hit switches, gather hidden treasures, and give you a bird's eye view. There are dozens of maps and plenty of brain-twisting puzzles to solve, making this game a must-have for anyone looking to get their Indiana Jones fix. So bust open that treasure chest and snag Hamilton's Great Adventure for the PSN for 10 bones. And finally, did you hate waiting in line at the arcade to show off your Street Fighter skills? Then rejoice! Street Fighter 3 Third Strike has been revamped with an online edition. We all know the premise of Street Fighter. It's you against an opponent in a brutal one-on-one brawl of hand-eye coordination dominance. While this new version makes good use of updated graphics, new challenge modes, and the addition of widescreen, the true draw is its online capabilities. Street Fighter 3 offers a perfect online battleground for players to test out their brawling skills and take on their friends mano-a-mano like in the old days of the arcade. With trials, challenges, and tournament modes, this is a perfect update to the arcade classic. So if you can handle the speed, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online is available on both the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live for $15. So whether you're using your fists, brains, or guns, we've got all the games to finish out the summer. The latest iPhone rumors in the feed.
And later, Big John McCarthy gives us the dirt on MMA reffing, including his funniest fight story.
Morgan, you want one? It's really beautiful. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's like, hey Morgan, why don't you wanna hold me, Morgan Will? You know what? I'm good.
All the news you need to know. Feed.
Hey, I'm Sarah Underwood. It's Monday, August 29th, and here are your top stories. Another day, another iPhone rumor. And this time it's pointing to the next-gen iPhone having a smaller screen than everyone expected. Long-standing rumors have said the iPhone 5 will have a bigger screen that will be at least 4 inches like most high-end Android phones. But the DigiTimes is reporting that Apple might be keeping the size of the screen well under 4 inches to ensure a thinner design, which is closer to its current 3.5-inch screen. There's still no firm release date yet, but analysts expect the iPhone 5 to land sometime within the next 2 months. Listen up, film nerds! Fritz Lang's Metropolis. Dang it, I did it every time! Metropolis!
I need to take it back. Go back. All right, do it.
Whoa.
Here she goes, y'all. Here she goes.
Listen up, film nerds! Fritz Lang's Metropolis is headed back to theaters, and with a rock opera soundtrack. The glam rock interpretation of the 1927 silent film was initially released in the mid-'80s and featured an original soundtrack from Pat Benatar and Queen's Freddie Mercury. The cult hit went out of print due to legal complications, and now it's making a comeback with a 20-city theatrical run and Blu-ray release in November. Yeah. Personally, I'm still waiting for the cross-dressing robots of Rocky Horror Metropolis. And finally, DARPA has just released video of the test flight of a hypersonic aircraft that disappeared. What? Crazy. The August 11th test flight of the Falcon HT-V2 ended abruptly when the flight team lost contact with the unmanned Mach 20 aircraft. The video that was just released shows the HT-V2 mere moments before it disappeared into oblivion. The DARPA team said reaching its 13,000 mile per hour speed wasn't an issue, it was just controlling the damn thing once it reached Mach 20. For those of you guys keeping score at home, Mach 20 from New York to LA would take less than 12 minutes.
Holy
That's insane.
crap.
Crazy. I'm Sarah Underwood. You've just been fed. Now back to this lady.
Thanks, Sarah. This year at Comic-Con, Sarah and I got to know our awesome London correspondent Alex Simwise a lot better. And we're glad we got to talk to her then because we're pretty sure her visit to the air sphere almost killed her.
Indoor skydiving can be fun, but if you want to step up your game, then why not come to London and try out air spearing? It's like skydiving, but you're in a big ball. Okay, well, I'm here with Sam from Air Kicks. Now, I'm scared.
You're going to be doing air spearing today.
Right.
Okay. It is the only one in the world.
Yeah.
Basically, you're going to be inside an 8-foot sphere, and we're going to shoot you up in the air at 160 miles an hour.
It looks like a big anus. I'm like a sperm.
I'm getting panicky.
Just relax. Just talk to me. Put your Velcro on. You'll be okay.
I get panic attacks.
It's really hot in here.
It is quite warm.
I did a fart. I'm just not an extreme person.
This isn't extreme.
Well, that was air sphere, as I like to call it, air swear, because it makes you swear a lot.
Okay, she looks scared out of her mind, but I want to do that so bad.
I know, that
It
looks
like
so
a blast.
awesome. Jealous.
This October, G4's newest documentary series shows you war like you've never seen it before.
Bomb Patrol Afghanistan embeds viewers inside an elite U.S. Navy explosive ordnance disposal team as they seek and disarm explosives on the streets of Afghanistan.
For more information, go to g4tv.com/bomb patrol for exclusive videos, photos, and more. Stay tuned, MMA referee Big John McCarthy will be here to tell us about MMA fighters who toot during fights.
Get the stinky truth after the fight.
Ew, they It's time for the Great Canadian Appliance Jump. So, what happens next? Does he stick the landing? Does he miss the ramp and smash into the washer? Or does he hit the ramp too hard and crash? Find out when we return.
Fail. You're dead. Major fail. Fail. Fail, 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 fail. You lose.
It's time for the Great Canadian Appliance Jump. So, what happens next? Does he stick the landing? Does he miss the ramp and smash into the washer? Or does he hit the ramp too hard and crash? Apparently, Canadian hillbillies are no different than American hillbillies. So silly. Welcome back!
Yeah! Today, Blair Herter sat down with the most recognized rep in MMA.
All right, everybody, it is my incredible honor to introduce to you the author of Let's Get It On, ladies and gentlemen, Big John McCarthy! It's an honor, man. This is a cool moment for me. Now, listen, the reason I get to do this interview, because today the show is being hosted by two incredibly beautiful women. I should not be a part of this show at all, but I'm a big fan, a really big fan. Could we do this the right way? Could we start off this interview the right way?
What's the right way? You tell me.
Here's a hint. It's the name of your book.
Okay. Well, let's see. If we're going to start out the right way, I'm probably going to root for the two pretty ladies.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
I'll ask them if they're ready. I'll ask you to tell you. Let's get it on.
Oh, that's good. It's good enough for me. I'll take it. Subtle. That's good. All right. So the name of the book is Let's Get It On. I think an appropriate first question would be, how did you come up with Let's Get It On?
The honest truth about that is, and everyone's got all these things, but the honest truth was, I was going to referee at UFC 2. They had asked me to do that. And one of the guys who was an owner and the promoter of the show was a guy named Art Davey. And he had asked me to come up to his presidential suite because he was very important at the time. And so, he was telling me, different things. He says, I want you to start the fight with, a hand gesture and a saying. I said, okay, what do you want? And he goes, well, I don't know. You got to come up with it.
Yeah, I'm in the presidential suite, man. I don't make those out. You make those out.
And I looked at him. I said, Art, and I said, I got two guys standing inside a cage who want to beat the out of each other. Excuse me, but so I'm gonna ask this guy if he's ready. I'm gonna ask this guy. I'm gonna tell him let's get it on. He goes, that's what I want. And that's honestly. That is how it started.
Right. Well, and a lot of people, it's now become such a big thing, but actually that first one was relatively meek, right?
I was very meek, because I was embarrassed.
Are you ready to fight? Are you ready to fight? We should do this. Let's do that. That's totally fine.
It wasn't quite that bad, but it was close. It was close.
I'm sorry about that, John. We take that over. And let's talk about being in the ring. You've not only had the opportunity to be in the ring with some of the best athletes in the world, but if you're a fan of the sport, you have literally been a part of some of the biggest matches in the history of the sport. Do you ever have a moment where you're in there and you just become a fan again? Where you're like, I know I should be watching because he's getting his face pounded in, but it's really cool to see this happen right now.
You know what? There's so many different types of fights that happen, and I tell people all the time, you know, referees, I mean, you could take a great fight and have two guys that are just going at it and doing everything right, and it really doesn't matter who is the referee inside because there's really nothing for them to make a call on. Mm-hmm. The fighters are doing it all, and those are awesome. And I get to enjoy that almost the way a fan gets to enjoy it, the way things are going, because there's not one person that is starting to really put damage on another person, because when you have that, you really start watching one fighter over the other. I don't watch the guy who's doing the damage. I'm watching the one that's receiving it. Mm-hmm. But there are those fights where, you know what, it does make a difference who's inside. And some fights are very difficult. And there's things for you to do, and you don't get to watch it like a fan. And that's because it's a job, and you do your job, and you do your job the way it's supposed to be done, and you make sure that those fighters can always come back and do their job again and come back and fight if they want.
Right. And again, speaking of that particular seat that you have for these fights, I can only imagine the type of stuff that you get to experience in the octagon that fans at home don't get to hear. Like people giggling when they get some low blows, like anything like that.
No one giggles when they get hit with a low blow. That doesn't happen. But it's you get. There's all kinds of things that happen. You know, some people actually hear, you know, if you're watching a UFC or something and they have a stop between the rounds and you'll see fighters go back. Well, fighters are sometimes sucking air so hard as far as, you know, bringing in oxygen to try to keep themselves at, you know, that pace that they're at, that when they get back to the corner, they've sucked a lot of air, we'll say, into their stomach. And so you get some of the greatest belches ever going by girl fighters and guy fighters. Doesn't matter. They all, you know, and stuff is going. There's positions within MMA. You put a knee on a belly, and, you know, sometimes a guy gets a knee on a belly and other things are coming out that, you know, as far as sounds happens.
So what you're saying is that at some point in his career, Royce Gracie may have sharded himself?
No, I'm not saying that Royce ever sharded himself.
Okay, fair enough. I just want to clear that up.
Royce is a very clean fighter.
Fair enough.
Very clean fighter.
And you actually have a great story in your book where you talk about a Shamrock Gracie fight where Shamrock's dad actually yelled something fairly amusing from the side.
Well, that was UFC 5 was a fight that Ken was on top of Royce for a long time and wasn't opening up and was really holding on a lot. And at the time, we didn't stand the fights up back then. But Royce was doing his normal thing in the guard and using his heel kicks. But Ken was just continually doing the same thing as his father was trying to yell for him to do different things from the side. And finally, his father just got, after about 15 minutes, his father just got frustrated because Ken was doing nothing that anybody in the corner was saying. And he just looked over and he says, you know, well, damn it, Ken, if you're just going to sit there and hold and hug him, then start kissing him. And Ken kind of looked over at him like, did you say that to me? And Royce looks up and he says, please, Ken, don't do that.
Don't kiss me on the mouth while we're battling for our lives.
I'm glad it didn't happen because I would have had no clue what to do. So.
I think this is a great transition. Speaking of no clue what to do, when you started, there was no precedent. Nobody told you how to be an MMA referee. Now you've got all these years of experience, these thousands of fights under your belt, so you've actually started a training center for referees that would like to be a part of this.
Yeah, it's exactly. When I started, I didn't have anybody that I could go to try to get an idea of how I should maybe do something different or how something, if I did it a certain way, it's going to work better for me. And so I learned by making mistakes. And, you know, people sit there and say, I know those mistakes. Well, there's a couple. There's some people who say that I made a mistake. I didn't. But you make mistakes and you learn from them. That's the whole thing as a referee. We're all human, and we're all going to make a mistake somewhere along the way. It's just the way the sport is and how fast it is and how much damage can be put out in a very quick manner. We can all make a mistake, but we try to learn from the mistake and then figure out how it happened and how we can keep it from happening again and move on from there. And that's the way that all the early guys really started to learn and stuff. And then we would talk back and forth, but Now there's ways of guys taking courses. I have a course, it's called the Command Course, and that's for the certification of mixed martial arts officials national development. But it's that way someone can come in and learn a lot about the sport and a lot about the way that an official needs to go about doing things so they don't make those early mistakes. They're always going to run into a problem somewhere, but they'll get an idea of exactly how they should do it, what the rule says, what it really means, how we enforce it inside of the ring or cage, and those things can help someone get way ahead as far as their learning curve compared to what I had.
Very cool, man. Well, my last thing for you before I let you go, I met your wife. She's right over there. She's a lovely woman. I have to ask you this because I'm a child. Have you ever gone to her and said, "Are you ready? Because I'm ready. Let's get it on."
No, because you know what?
That's never happened.
You as someone, I mean, you just got engaged.
Yes. And
so,
I can assure you, I never use that, and that is why I am currently
because
engaged.
you know what? They'll just look at you and flip you off, and it's never happening for you again. So.
Fair enough, man. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. Big John's book is in stores on September 1st. Pick it up. It is an amazing read. Even if you're not a fan of MMA, check it out.
It's time to attack this wood swag. Who doesn't like a little whimsy while playing a game that's, well, over 1,500 years old? If you do, you gotta check out this epic wooden chess set. Inspired by the 30-year war for Scottish independence, it comes complete with surrounding castle exterior and pieces molded after the actual feuding royals at the time. If you happen to have something else in mind, you can peruse the pantheon of fantasy sets or even request a custom set from the craftsman Jim himself. But be prepared to drop some green for this wood. It'll set you back about $3,000 bucks. What? Yeah. Are you rocking MP3s but still looking for that natural sound experience? Well, you can't get more natural than these all-wood speakers. Yeah, I said it! All wood! These speakers amplify sound naturally by routing it from your iPhone or iPad's internal speakers through channels in the wood. And because there are no electronics, it doesn't use up any energy on the speaker's part. Available in maple, cherry, and walnut, you can snag these eco-friendly speakers for around $60 bucks. So now that you can play and jam with wood, why not live in it? Well, guess what? You can! Fab Lab, a technological research and design firm, is building custom wood homes inspired by the photosynthetic process. They're equipped with micro gardens that feed off the house's recycled water supply, plus a control system that adjusts how it interacts with its surrounding environment. The self-sustainable homes are available in different sizes, ranging from cabin to full-blown villa, each armed with enough solar paneling to power its energy needs twice over. You can go ape for your very own tree of a house, starting at 65,000 big ones. Head over to g4dv.com/AOTS for info on all of this wooden swag and more.
It is time to announce the winner of G4's meme fight! Yeah! The final round saw the Old Spice guy up against demotivational posters, but in the end, your votes crowned Old Spice guy the victor. Yay! Wasn't it fun hosting together? Yes! Woo!
And coming up, more Attack of the Show.
Yeah!
We all know the story of Roswell, New Mexico, but no one knows who or what landed there. We do now. Introducing the Marbians, a friendly bunch of Martians that just need help finding their way home. This simple but addictive puzzle game is as easy as a flick, or at least it starts that way. Send the Marbian flying around moving walls, warps, and black holes so that he can find his way back to his ship. Collect as many blue moon rocks as possible along the way. Levels can be completed without collecting them all, but where's the fun in that? Nab them all and it unlocks additional items. As you climb the ladder of 72 levels, Marbians multiply and buttons and transports turn what used to be a simple journey into a web of madness. So be a kind human and help the Marbians phone home. Hit up the App Store and try it for free. Coming up tomorrow on an all-new Attack of the Show. Actress Sarah Paxton will be here live to talk about getting eaten by a great white in Shark Night 3D. Then everyone's favorite gun-toting cosmonaut FPS Rasha shows off his latest machine gun, the 240 Bravo. And on DVD-Tuesday, Chris Gore rates the latest flicks, including Superhero Smash X-Men First Class and gangster classic Scarface on Blu-ray. See it tomorrow. Some people get turned on by trees.
Or, as Kevin would say, we'll look at some major wood in today's WTF.
Ah, beautiful Mother Nature. Everyone loves her many gifts. But did you know that there are people out there who love them a little more than others? People who take their love of trees to an unthinkable extreme. That's right, they want to make sweet, sweet love to a tree. Wait a second. What the It's called dendrophilia, or sometimes known as arborphilia, and it refers to people who are sexually attracted to trees. From palm trees to forest pines, dendrophiliacs are sexually aroused by trees of all shapes and sizes. Some like to watch, while others may prefer a more hands-on approach. The root cause of dendrophilia is believed to be found in being aroused by sexual contact with phallic symbols. It's also been said that the physical shape of a tree reminds these tree lovers of the human body, and a subconscious sexual connection is made between the two. The need to protect or save trees from dying or being chopped down is said to be another possible factor in a dendrophiliac's attraction to our wooded friends. Whatever the scientific explanation may be, it's probably not the type of person you want to be around on Arbor Day. All jokes aside, while it might seem a bit ridiculous for someone to be sexually attracted to trees, there is a huge online community of people who share in this love of the lumber. There are hundreds of Flickr pages, forums, and YouTube videos dedicated to helping dendrophiliacs shiver their timbers. So for all those nature lovers out there who look to trees for more than just shade, we won't tell you that you're barking up the wrong tree, but we are gonna ask, what the Last week we announced the winner of our Attack of the Art Show contest, Brian. That didn't make sense. Brian from Menifee, California. We brought him for today's show and tonight's gallery opening, and he is in studio right now.
Sexy is winning piece and all the other amazing entries we received when Attack of the Art Show opens at Meltdown Comics in Hollywood tonight at 8. Head over to G4TV